Hi, thanks for joining me. So we are going to be looking at another way to engage our core. Core being the muscles that hold your body and support your body through movement. Typically, it's always thought of as your deep abdominals, but there's a lot more involved in our core. Shoulder girdle, pelvic girdle is involved. The muscles around the glutes, the muscles around the shoulders. So we're going to have a look at 4-point kneeling hover today. So for this, we're going to come onto all fours, which means that my hands are underneath my shoulders, my knees are underneath my hips, because I want to support the length of my spine. So you don't want your arms too far forward or your knees too close in, because that's going to change the alignment of the spine. And we want the spine to be neutral, which means we have a gentle hollow in the lumbar. The hands are pressing the earth away, so we're not going to allow a sink and a collapse through the shoulders. It's a gentle press through the hands. We always spread our fingers nice and wide, and there's a sensation of almost suction cupping your hands to draw the pads of the fingers in a little bit to create a bit of a hollow in the palms of the hands, which gives the wrists a bit of support. So from this position with this neutral spine pressing away through the hands to not allow the shoulders to collapse, the chin is tucked in and I'm looking somewhere between the line of my index fingers. We're going to tuck the toes under, and before we go into the actual hover, we're just going to find our breath and our connection here. So I'm going to take an inhale. As I breathe out, I'm just going to draw my abdominal wall in. Breathe in again. As I exhale, I'm going to hover my knees just off the mat, and you'll notice that my back didn't change. So if I go back down again and I go into the same position, you shouldn't do that or do this. Okay, so my spinal position remains neutral and my knees hover. So to maintain this position, my core, which is the muscles around my shoulder girdle, my pelvic girdle, my deep abdominals and my spine, have to switch on and hold to keep my position stable. So you can stay here for 4 or 5 long breath cycles, and then you can go back down again. Perhaps slide your hands forward to offload your wrists, and then you can come back again and repeat the exact same movement, holding for 4 or 5 breaths. So if we want to take this up and challenge it now, let's say you've been doing this for a few weeks and you feel you're ready, you're going to take that out into a plank position. So you would stretch one leg out, lightly tuck the tail under, draw the tummy in as we've already practiced, keep the push off the hands, and your left leg goes out, and you're essentially in a plank. So from here, we're going to take ourselves into that hovering knee position. So we'll inhale. Exhale, bend your knees and sit yourself back. Drop your knees nice and low. So I'm in the same position except my hands are further forward, and then I'm going to inhale to come forward. If that feels too long, step your feet in just a little bit more, and your hips might be slightly higher, but that's also fine. And I exhale to sit back. I bend my knees deeply, and I lower them to just off the mat. If this is painful for your knees, obviously keep them higher, but the range we're looking for is knees just off, strong push into the hands. Inhale and exhale. So this is just a nice added challenge to that core stability that we've set in place with the hovering knees. And you can do 6 or 8 of these, and then have a breather. Keeping your head lifted, so be careful your head doesn't drop, or that you're looking forward and shortening the back of the neck. I'm going to go one more time. Inhale and exhale, and then safely bring the knees in. Take the hands forward, and well done. Core switched on. And ready to go for the day. Thank you for joining me.